Hi, I'm Dominic Aiello. My team and I design the accessories for Wooden Camera. On the Venice 2, we have the Elite accessory system. And we'll start off with the base plate. On the base, we wanted to build something that was structurally sound and also lightweight. We utilized the full length of the body in order to maintain rigidity of the plate to the body. We have dual rod clamps. This allows the assistants to run longer rods so they can clamp these things down to prevent lens control motors from twisting the rods. You also have the options of running the rods just out of the back in order to hold more accessories off the back of the camera. On this base plate, we also had holes cut out on the bottom of this to allow access to the two screws that are on the bottom of the sensor block. So when converting from studio camera to Rialto, you now can do that without removing the base plate. We also have a storage location on the bottom of the base to hold the two screws, so you don't lose them because they're not used on the Rialto mode. We also have a riser plate that is ARCA based. So the base plate has an ARCA. Our ARCA riser allows you to then adapt to bridge plates, whether they're from Wooden Camera or other manufacturers. You now have the proper optical center so that you can actually run studio rods and matte boxes and lens supports and so on. On the bottom of the base plate with the ARCA, we also have the ability to run other accessories. Here's a shoulder plate. The shoulder plate comes with hook and loop on the bottom. That ARCA dovetail then attaches to the bottom of this base plate, and which allows you to then change the balance of this so that you can put the camera on the shoulder where you want. So operators that just like a flat plate, this is the one to go with, or if they want to vault their shoulder rest or Wooden Camera shoulder pads onto the bottom of that will give you those options. We also have a ARCA cheese plate. So this ARCA design is really specifically for Steadicam use. In that, we actually have marks on here so that you can relocate the camera in the same position over and over again. Steadicam operators can bolt their plate to the bottom of this, and this can stay on the rig, allowing you to move from studio mode to Steadicam without any tools. On the front of the camera, we have a faceplate cage. It utilizes the 4 screws that hold the sensor in place. You remove those screws, the captive screws that are in the faceplate cage would actually attach and then squeeze the sensor block and hold it into place. We actually have a cable clamp for your viewfinder cable, as well as 3 3/8/16 mounting points on the face of this. The 2 on the top and the middle are at the 60 millimeters apart, allowing you to use bolt-on rods, and you can actually mount your viewfinder off of those. We also have one over to the side. That bolt-on rod location allows you to mount lens control motors off on the side and control your lens. We have mounting locations across the sides, and we have a DLC coated rosettes, as well as tuck-away tape hooks. One of the benefits of this system is when you transfer that sensor block over into Rialto mode, this faceplate cage moves over and your cage is built on the Rialto without having to do any other conversions. Another option that we add is a dual rod clamp. This is at the proper optical center and bolts onto the bottom of the faceplate cage. This is important when running gimbal systems, and you need a rod support system when you do not have a base plate. On the top of the camera, we have a new cheese plate. This top plate is now utilizing the dovetail that's based on the top of the camera. We're one of the only manufacturers using that at this time. That dovetail allows for a toolless removal or replacement onto the camera, making for quick transitions. We also have mounting points across the side and on the front. We also have hook and loop built onto this for Velcroing small items. We have a front rod attachment that goes onto the base of this, which allows you to mount the viewfinder system to the top plate. We also have a rear rod bracket that can fit anywhere along the center of the top plate. This allows you to run double rods all the way through the top of the camera. We also have a hook and loop plate that can bolt to the side so that you can actually do cable management or Velcro other things to it. Or we have the option of running a cheese plate. The cheese plate gives you other side attachments so you can actually mount accessories to the side of the camera. On the Venice 2, there are 4 mounting locations on the assistant side towards the back of the camera. We built a hook and loop plate that bolts to the back side of that, giving you an option to actually mount different accessories to that hook and loop at the back of the camera. Wooden Camera also makes an A-box for this. So this is an audio accessory. This breaks out the 5-pin connector that is on the body to two 3-pin stereo connectors so that audio can be plugged into the camera during production. We also make a D-Box, which is a power distribution and hot swap. This allows the camera to swap from a studio DC in source or the onboard battery. These come in V-Lock and gold mount. There's a cable accessory output that goes to a splitter box. This splitter box has two 12-volt outputs, two 24-volt outputs, and gives you the options of trigger for accessory output as well as a tape hook. On the top of the camera, we have the Ultra handle, and this Ultra handle system here is built out in its full configuration using the dual Q20 uprights. This system is compatible with also older wooden camera bolt patterns that are using the master handle system at this time, but you can see how it can be configured on this. And that wraps up the Elite accessory system for the Sony Venice 2.